coaches and athletes have influence. And the never-changing message within the Fellowship of Christian Athletes is the gospel of Jesus Christ, his love for humanity, and our responsibility to let others know about him.
FCA is experiencing growth like we've never seen before.
The influence that you're having on these kids and these athletes and coaches.
And they're going to affect the community for generations.
We're going to the ball fields. We're going to the courts.
And that's what's so powerful about the FCA.
We go to where the coaches and athletes are.
Good morning, everyone. This is Tim Morton, Southeast Michigan Director for FCA, and honored to be with you this morning. I pray you are well. This is our first go at a Motivational Monday. I like to use the term 2-minute drill. It's probably going to be a little bit longer than that today, being our first attempt at it, going live. I'm going to do this twice a month on the second and fourth Mondays, and it's all going to come from a standpoint of what the Lord has been teaching me through his words, following the master coach, his teachings, his truths. How do we live that out? I'm doing it because I need it. And I'm sharing it because I know that others have told me they're always encouraged by our sharing of the word. So that's why we're here. And I want to dive right in today. The word that I'm going to is in Matthew chapter 28, verse 18. And it reads, Jesus came near and said to them, all authority has been given to me in heaven and on earth. All authority has been given to me in heaven and on earth. So this word authority has been standing out to me, and for various reasons. And one, first thing that stood out to me, I want to go back to giving it to some context before Jesus actually says these words to the 11 disciples. There was Mary Magdalene and Mary going to the tomb to prepare Jesus's body for burial, and there was an earthquake. So God shows his authority over nature by bringing an earthquake and then bringing an angel. He has authority over all created beings. So he brings an angel to Mary, and Mary, who rolls back the stone and sits on it and gives them some instructions on what to do. And it was to go and tell, go and share what you've seen or what you haven't seen. But shortly, the risen Christ was going to appear. And so the resurrected Jesus, who has authority over death, over sin, fulfills the law, comes and meets Mary, both Marys, and he tells them what to do. In fact, he repeats what the angel says to them. First off, he says, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. And then go and tell, and he uses the word brothers. And in my research, I found out that the word brothers is used for the first time in this context for Jesus and his disciples. The brethren. Go and tell the brethren. And so they do that. And the words that they use when they're telling the disciples, they used rejoice, and they're obedient. And the disciples go and they meet him in Galilee, and then he comes near to them and he says the statement again, all authority has been given to me in heaven and on earth. So here's the challenge that I want to leave you with today. Jesus is about to deliver a command. You probably know what this command is. It's the Great Commission. But he has authority, and all authority has been given to him by the Father. You see how this authority has been given and taken to this point, right from the earthquake all the way on down to where now he's with them on the mountain. And it's probably not the first time he has been with them in his resurrected body. Jesus is the commanding officer. He's reminding them of his rank before the order. And here's my challenging question to you today on Motivational Monday. Is Jesus your commanding officer? Are you working under his authority? You see, Mary were doing so. The disciples were about to do so. There's also one small little 2-word mention that was right in there in Matthew. It said, some worshiped him and some had doubt. Even out of the 11 who had spent time with him, seen all his miracles, now seen him resurrected several times before, right before the Great Commission, still some doubted. Still some were a little shaken in their faith. Maybe it was because of what they had done before. Maybe it was because of something that they had gone through, or maybe it was something inside them that was reminding them of who they once were. I know I battle with that. This is the difference between Jesus being your Savior or Jesus being your Lord, and taking that authority that has been given to him. We'll let that sit for a little while. We'll come back to that. But I want you to be encouraged by this, because it's that authority that oftentimes we do not take. And maybe it's because we have some doubt. I want to challenge you on that this week. And until we meet again, remember that on Team Jesus, every day is game day. God bless.